my mom and aunts and uncles the culture.
You be hitting that.
Get the fuck out. Joe, sit the fuck down. Can you sit down?
Huh?
First of all, what you do is the Dutty line, and I am Jamaican.
Hitting that.
Joe, sit down before I start recording you.
I'm hitting that.
Sit the fuck down.
That dance.
Oh my god.
That John with the John.
That's, oh my god.
Heard it all before.
Just wanna come correct.
If you change my life today, it would be with you. Can't nobody tell us what to do. Late at night I talk to you, staring at the moon. Wish you was with me, I was with you.
Live. Right, cut. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I've been ready. What the
Yeah, live. You got O?
We got Juice.
Yeah, you
Yo,
wild.
that's good. This shit funny.
You got Juice. You got O. You know, me back for episode 15. We
Yeah.
all giddy. But we back to business. You feel me? I spent the week away. I was out in
Cause you know,
out in Asia doing my Asian thing.
cause you Blasian. Is you?
I'ma chill before somebody say I'm racist before
Yeah.
I try some shit.
But we get some other
I'ma
comments.
chill, you feel me?
Still-
I ain't gonna say nothing else. That's a sign of respect.
It is a sign of respect.
So
But you did that at
I
the
thought about
weirdest
saying
time.
some shit, but I was like, nah, let me chill.
Oh,
let me
God,
chill.
Joe.
What up with you? How you been?
I've been good. How you been, Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull? Damn.
Nothing but respect for my president. You feel me? Nothing but respect for my president.
Oh my God.
All right.
How was your trip?
Shut
How
out,
was
shake.
your girl?
Shut out, shake. Bring it back.
My
Shut
shit
out.
was Kulo. I love that song, Kulo. That nigga was like Kulo.
That is definitely Daddy Yankee though.
No, it wasn't. That was definitely Pitbull. That was definitely Pitbull.
Oh yeah. I thought
Yeah, Joe, I'm
Yeah.
not that young. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
So Liv actually is gonna bring us in for the first
I
time.
know. I'm kind of nervous.
You know what I'm saying, Ali? You. Whoa. So I'm throw it up to you.
All right.
She said no.
That was like, no, because you too old for that. But anyways, little boy over here had a birthday. Shout out to you. Almost 30. Damn. Anyways.
That's all right.
Okay.
When I was young, Hurricane Chris had a song, right? And he
Hey,
said-
baby.
Nah, that was a different song. He was like
Halle Berry.
20 years old, but I stroke her like I'm 35. So I'm trying to see what that 35 be like in the soon. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Next, you know what I mean?
anyways.
8 years or so. 9 years or so. We almost there.
Damn. I'm scared of that. But anyways, Joe, I was having a conversation with my boo thing, who not my boo thing,
Okay.
but might be my boo thing.
Your temporary thing, there's a physician. I got you.
Yeah. Whatever. And he was talking to me because he was having a conversation with one of his boys.
Right.
And one of his boys was like, yo, this female real bad. And my man, he was like...
Talking to the mic. Let's talking to the mic.
But he was like, I don't think she bad. I'm confused. And I'm like, why you don't think she bad? And he was just talking to me. He was like, a lot of niggas, they just think females is bad because, like, how society deems these females, put them on a pedestal.
Right.
And I truly believe that because I truly think that a lot of niggas be embarrassed about the females that they like, you know? Like, they be embarrassed to be seen with a big girl or a girl who's taller than them or a girl who's way too short or shit like that. And I'm like, I really be peeping that a lot because I feel like a lot of these niggas, they just use these girls as, like, trophies or whatever because they don't want to be embarrassed. So how you feel about that?
I can agree with your sentiments. I mean, a lot of things are in the eye of the beholder, and a lot of people don't think for themselves. So of course you want that girl. It's always like you want to bring something around where niggas is like, oh, cuz what you got? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's more of a nigga impress nigga society. Like it's like pussy run the world, whether you want to believe it or not.
I know it is.
So wars are starting and ended.
Over pussy.
Basically, but I mean, like, so it don't even matter And it's different cultures too. That's just in America because a big woman in Africa
Yo,
is
let me tell
cherished.
you something about my African dudes one day. They love them. They love us, but that's
Yeah.
different.
Keep it PG-13, baby. Keep it,
My mom, hey mom. Shut up, keep going.
Oh no,
Keep going, bro.
kiss his teeth. Michael Blackson.
We gonna get bad comments again.
So nah, but basically, like, I just think that's like a culture thing, and I think like that's what's portrayed in the media. So of course you're gonna want what's portrayed. I mean, all the guys they look up to put these certain type of females, these small waist, big butt, heavy chested woman on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So as much as they don't admit it, they're role models. They want to be like them. So of course they're gonna push that narrative.
Yeah,
so
but
I
at the
agree.
same time, like a lot of these bodies that like the female Instagram bodies that
ain't
they
real.
see, they're not real.
Yeah.
And they want that so bad. And
Yeah.
they put all of us women on a pedestal, like, you gotta look like this if you wanna be with me. You gotta hit
But
the gym, and they don't understand, like, the gym is not gonna get me this body.
I feel you.
What is you talking about?
But I mean, the appreciation for a natural female body was lost on this country a long time ago. It's not something that's new. I mean, you go back to the 70s and the 80s, right after Marilyn Monroe, she was a full body woman. She had like a real body, you know what I'm saying? And even then they were like doing touching up and things like that to make her look slimmer to fit this perspective of an American body, when really the real female body comes in different shapes and sizes. So people don't want to acknowledge that in the media industry because they feel like, why? If we can Photoshop, we can do this and deceive. And plus, it puts somebody on a pedestal so high, like, oh my God, look at that. I need to do that.
But at the same time, like, a lot of these dudes out here, they out here thinking that those Photoshop bodies are real. Those bodies are real. A lot of them think that.
I think a lot of them know it's not real, but it's like more of a denial thing. If I don't acknowledge it, I don't have to.
Yeah, but
take responsibility for knowing. You know.
Yeah, but like, why do? All right, let's. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Roll into it.
Cause look, you know, niggas be insecure.
It's raw. It's raw, OJ. That's
You
we
right.
raw. So
but dudes be
raw,
insecure. And I feel as if, all right, some people are ugly. That's period. Some people are ugly. These ugly ass niggas be wanting the baddest females in the world. And I don't get why when you don't even live up to your standard that you're supposed to be living up to. You don't even look good. You don't really take care of yourself. But instead, you putting down these basic or regular females who's basically in your league. Like, why do guys do that? Why do men do that?
So let me go off the standard of which I base things. I base life on according to whose standards. Like we deal in fact, and then we deal in according to who. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in fact, like if you're tall, you're tall. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're skinny, you're skinny. If you're short, you're short.
Yeah.
That's fact. That's something you can't like dispute. That's across the board. That's true.
Yeah.
When it comes like being ugly or being cool or being lame or being a nerd or that's all according. I throw that in the according to who category. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I had a cousin. Her name was Janae, and we were real close at one time. And we were younger. And this is a small antidote to get to your question. Basically, it was like she was like the girl up the street because she was getting picked on. She's like, the girl up the street thinks I'm lame, I'm corny. And she was like, but I'm not lame. I don't think I'm lame. I said, lame according to who? According to her? Yeah. I said, she lives on this one block. She has a certain amount of friends. You may be lame to them, but that's just them. Yeah, they not the world. In the grand scheme, you may be the shit everywhere else you go. Like, you may be lame at your high school and go to another city and be the shit. Like, bless you. Thank you. You may that's what I'm trying to say. You may be the shit in your high school and then go to another city and be lame as hell. So like, it's all according to who. So like, they may be ugly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. According to you, but according to somebody else, they may be beautiful. Niggas be ugly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this to say
I get you.
And they mind, you know what I mean? Is no limit to what they should strive for. Yeah. Which I feel like everybody should have that mind state. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
it's mainly men though. men have a big ego and huge confidence
Yeah,
because
but it's glass.
society.
It's made of glass.
Yeah, but at the same time, society don't tell men that there's things wrong with them, and I feel as if that's why men have this huge ass ego. No,
No. Let me. No. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna tell you the difference between a man and a woman. Most men and most women. Here's like the difference. Most men look in the mirror, right? But like, damn, I got a fat ass nose. Fuck it. That's it. You got fat ass nose. That is what it is. Damn, I got a little ass wee wee. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it how it is.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm fat as hell. Fuck it. Like, and men play with other men that way.
Yeah.
So it's more of like, we don't care. Like,
Yeah.
Because
Because society
But no,
they
but
don't pick
let
at
me
you.
let me get where it's at, and that's how we get. So if I'm like, that's why even now in the body positive era, it's more for women. It's not for men.
Yeah.
Whereas like women, like, damn, I got a fat ass nose. Let me go get a nose job. What can I do to change this? Let me start squeezing my nose to try and make it smaller. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I got a fat ass pussy.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get
First of all,
some.
y'all niggas like that. But
No, I'm
anyways.
just, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
like,
get it.
In that instance, it's more of a, let me go fix instead of like accept it. Whereas men, we not only accept it, but amongst other men, you get beat. Oh, what nigga? That fat ass, he like a camel ass nigga. Like, whereas woman, like, it's more of a, let me uplift you. Whereas men, it's like we tear you down, but it's more of like in a playful way. So it really don't matter, and somebody gonna end up liking it eventually.
Yeah.
And that's how we see it. So and you gotta remember, at the end of the day, no matter how much we try to change it, until it's completely overhauled, this is still a male-dominated society.
Yes. That's what I was about to say.
Male's gonna dominate the airwaves. Male's gonna dominate most aspects of life. So when you're looking at the glass, when you're looking through the glass, it's through the lens
Of
a male. And you got to realize that I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that you should accept
But it's
it.
reality.
But realizing it is key. And that's where something I feel like a lot of people can't grasp.
Yeah. But at the same time, I just feel as if, like, that really sucks because, like, I'm going to talk from my perspective.
Right,
all I know is me. Like, growing up, I always been big all my life. And I always knew I was fat. I hate when, at first I hated when people call me fat. But then as I got older, I'm like, this is just who I am.
Right.
Like, fat is not a bad word to me and shit like that. But, like, I never had a problem getting dudes. Never.
Right.
But niggas, like, always wanted to hide me.
Right.
And because they're like, oh, she big, she just big. Like, I know I'm cute as hell.
Right.
But it's the fact that I'm big. Niggas always want to be like, I gotta hide her from my boys. And the dude I'm talking to now, like, he's a guy who literally every single female wants. Like, their fantasy dude, 6'6", tall ass basketball player, right? And I feel as if, like, I don't feel like he wants to hide me or anything like that. I don't get that vibe from him. But I have that constant insecurity, like, if we do get together, is he going to, like, not show me off to his friends, things like that. And that's the thing that a lot of us women go through, especially big women or, like, even, like, dark-skinned females, because a lot of dark-skinned men don't like dark-skinned females. I always had that problem because I don't know why. Y'all hate ourselves. But anyways, I just, like, how do, like, men, like, what do y'all talk about? Like, how come y'all don't, like, shut each other down when y'all talking about certain females? Like, when you hear your friend be like, oh, she a fat ass bitch, she ugly as hell because she fat, blah, blah, blah. Why don't men, like, just shut that shit down and be like, yo, why you talking about her like that? Like,
because men are compassionate creatures. We don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And at the end of the day, you got to understand, a lot of men are still young, and a lot of men that you're encountering are still young. So they're living off that young facade still, where they're trying to impress other men, but they don't know they're trying to impress other men. Like, you're not buying that Gucci belt to impress a female. I don't care what you say.
Your boys.
You buying to impress all the niggas at the club. You know what I'm saying? You ain't buying bottles in the club to impress a female. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you get those shallow females that wash up the shore, but let's be honest, you're not buying that bottle to impress females, and
Yeah.
until they acknowledge that, that's when they'll start making a change. But a lot of things they do, they aren't doing it to impress another female. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you do things for females, but you're not doing it to impress females. You're doing it to have one leg up on another man to make you look better than that man. So you can go look at him like, yeah, you got a nice belt, but this ain't Louis. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things are done in a manner, especially guys your age.
Yeah.
They're still trying to put on this facade. It's more like high school extended.
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to impress until you get to the point where you realize, all right, nigga, I gotta go to work by myself.
Don't that get tiring though? Always being in competition with another nigga.
You grow out of it. It's like you literally gotta grow out
It's
of
a
it.
phase that men go through.
You
is
gotta.
it?
And some men don't grow out of it, but a lot of times you gotta you gotta go through life. Like, see, it's a wall, and a lot of people ain't hit it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people hit it right out of high school. Bam! All right, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life?
Yeah.
And then that's what puts in perspective things that matter and things that do not matter. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things people are going through right now, they haven't hit a wall in life where they had like, all right, what matters and what doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's the issue that they're wrestling with every day. So their insecurities always get the better of them. That's why they gotta constantly have the newest and the latest, because that's what validates them
That's.
internally. Like, okay, they're not satisfied with who they are yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They haven't had to hit life circumstances and realize, all right, this is who I am. So they're still trying to battle themselves. Like, all right, this is what I like. And they tell themselves a lie every day. Like, oh, I'm doing this for her. But no, you doing it to impress that nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you can have a leg up on that nigga, or you can look better than that nigga. So hopefully, in turns, it attract a different female. But at the same time, females don't care. Like,
We don't.
the
That
dude,
we
the
really
dude,
don't
the
give a
dude in the
fuck.
Converse and the Vans is gonna get the same amount of females as the
Yeah.
dude in the Jordans and the Nikes. And,
Yeah.
and once dudes realize that, then most guys realize that around like 23, 24. Like,
Is that when you realize it?
I knew that back in the day.
Mm.
I never wanted to fit in. So
You seem like that type of dude.
like I didn't care. Like, it's more
Yeah.
about all right. So my issue was arrogance. I was so arrogant. I was so full of myself that I'm still learning, but I'd rather be that way because I'm not depending on somebody else's compliments to make me happy. I make myself happy every day when I look in the mirror. But I was always so full of myself, and so and that's a flaw of mine. That's an inherent flaw that I got from my father. I'm so narcissistic to a fault.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm not like you never see me buy a Gucci belt. I don't care how rich I get. It's impractical. Why?
Yeah. There's
This-
no reason for that.
This Dickies belt works just as well, and I got it for $19 from Walmart. And who gonna check
Get it
me?
cheaper from Mills. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just.
I get it.
But you get what I'm saying, like certain stuff, like people think, oh, you dress nice, but you be surprised how much I'm paying for the stuff I'm getting. Like, you think I'm out here, but I'm not breaking the bank, and I buy what I like.
Yeah.
And most people grow into that as you get to know yourself and what you really like around like 23, 24, 25. That's when you start coming to yourself like, oh, I like this. I don't like this. So why am I'm going to inconvenience myself?
Yeah.
You understand? So that's just a phase. And I think like you're in that. It sucks because you're like your mind's ahead of that. Like you gotta understand, a female matures way faster than a male.
Yeah, that's why a lot of us like
So-
older men.
Yeah,
Because y'all are
so-
sure of yourselves, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like insecurity that men go through, women already went through at 15, 16.
Yeah.
You understand?
We forced to go through that.
Right. So like the shit y'all been through, men are finally going through.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, at 15, 16, men didn't know what insecurity
They
was
was
for real. You was just going through life. Your parents are still buying stuff. Whereas females, they actually had to go through that. And that's why men don't mature until like after 26, after 27. Like even now, I'm still finding myself maturing.
Yeah.
Like I'm finding stuff like, because even me, I had issues I had to work through. You know what I'm saying? That I was immature. I didn't know how to shut up. I didn't know how to take a L. I didn't know how to be wrong. So even now, like, it's things I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? And as I get older, I know when to talk, when not to talk, when to shine, when not to shine. That's always been my issue, trying to outshine my master.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to a fault sometimes, to the point where I lose opportunities because I may be good, I may be better than him, but it's not the time.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
I'm learning timing and things like that, whereas other men are learning insecurity. So it's everybody has their battles,
Yeah.
and it's just how you go through it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can fault them for because they don't know.
Mhm.
You going through life. That's what life is about.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm glad you explained that to me because, like, for those who don't know, like, I'm only 19 years old, and like, I don't really like guys my age. And
Right.
me and my friends, we never really like guys our age because they've always been immature. We have no idea why.
Yeah.
No idea why. Like, now that you explained it to me, like, y'all mature. Like, it was always like a myth or a joke. Like,
No,
oh,
that's
men.
fact.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was like straight
Why
facts
do you
like
think
that.
men
Like,
act like children at 30? Or they
yo,
don't play around?
that's-
Because a lot of them haven't matured. And, like, it's still maturing. It's a thing. Like,
Yeah.
a fully mature man is, like, 33.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be.
Mhm.
Now I can capitalize on
Yeah.
who I am. But, like, going through it is hard. Like,
It is
especially
hard.
because, like, we look at life logically in a fun manner. Everything's about having fun. You know what I'm saying? Whereas females, that's why you have more females in college now.
Mhm.
And then, like, a lot of older men come back to college.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
If you ever noticed that.
I
Like,
did notice that
I
a
don't know
lot
if you
of
can look around it.
universities are female dominated.
Right, because females had that shit together. Females are ready for college
Mhm.
at 18, 19. A lot of men aren't. We have men
Yeah.
that, a lot of men are that are about their shit, but a lot of men aren't.
Mhm.
I'm ready to go out and jump in some crazy shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but that's who you are because it's like you've been shackled by school for so long. You know,
Mhm.
and you have men who are obligated to do it through athletic scholarship and athletic obligations, and then people who get academic obligations, so they're kind of forced to go through that. Now they're trying to make their
Yeah.
parents proud at the same time, balance who they are.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's
And
hard for y'all.
right?
Very
And
hard
it's
for
not
y'all.
even that. It's just like it's not that hard. I mean, because females have it just as hard. If not
Yeah,
harder,
but
because,
like you said, we really go through all that bullshit within high school. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's hard for us, but it's definitely not as hard because we, like, yeah, we fall off and get depressed, but we jump right back into it like it's nothing,
Right.
you know?
But
Like-
but y'all have y'all have other issues y'all trying to deal with.
Yeah.
Because y'all not trying to deal with men like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or you trying to deal with a female like this, or
Yeah.
trying to deal with a non
Anybody.
whoever you want to.
Yeah. You're not trying to deal with a
You're
person
never
who's
just
like,
dealing with yourself.
yeah.
Whether you're dealing with peers, friends,
Mhm.
partners, you're always dealing with someone.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be easy. Plus you have people that you want to impress or people that
Mm-hmm.
you want to make proud. You know what I'm saying? So everybody shares that burden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if you try to make yourself proud, that's still a burden that you carry because you don't want to let yourself down.
Mhm.
So these are like things that people don't take into account when
Yeah.
they meet other people. And then people forget that people are individuals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I
like-
feel like that's very true, especially when you're in a relationship.
A relationship, a friendship,
Yeah.
a family, you forget like,
You're
that
always
person.
trying to mold them into what you want them to be.
Right.
And we always, I know I used to do that a lot, especially my last relationship. I used to try to mold him into what I thought was the ideal boyfriend. And I had to
Facts.
realize once we, like, ended or whatever, I realized that, like, yo, that's just who he is.
Yeah.
I cannot change who he is. Like, yeah, he's younger than me. That played a big factor in that. But that really, I can't change. You cannot change who a person is, no matter
Exactly.
how hard you try, because it's really taking a toll on yourself. And I
Right.
realized that because it really took a mental toll on me trying to change who this boy is. And, like, I don't know why he's acting like this. Why can't he do this? Blah, blah, blah. That's just who he is.
It just comes down to acceptance. Like, are you going to accept somebody for who they are?
Mhm.
And if you truly accept them for who they are, you
Yeah.
take them for who they are, and you love the flaws the same way you love the pros.
Yeah.
So and that's just something, and that's why people throw the outside. I don't appreciate the way people throw the word love around.
Yeah.
They don't really know what love is. You
Mhm.
think you love somebody when you're in lust
Yeah.
or you're infatuated. So it's like, oh my God, I love him.
Yeah, I get through
Oh
that
my God, I love
stage.
her. And you got to realize what love actually is.
Mhm.
Love is actually seeing something that person does that you don't like and still saying, you know what, I fuck with you enough to put up with it.
Yeah.
That's what love is. And people don't
Mhm.
understand that love is not I can't eat without you, I can't sleep without you. Now it's
Mhm.
infatuation. You going through withdrawal.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Oh my God, I ain't fucked you in 3 days. Oh, I can't eat without you. I can't.
Yeah.
No, you just going through withdrawal because you've gotten accustomed to something,
Mhm.
and now you want it all the time. It's like
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You start
Yeah,
doing
shit is
drugs. You know what I'm saying? And then you miss it for a couple of days. It's like, oh fuck, I can't eat. I can't. I've been thinking about it all day. When really, nah, you just going with the withdrawal.
Yeah.
Whereas if you really love somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's like love you enough to put up with the bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what love is. Like, even though you got your bullshit, I'm gonna be with you because I love you that much.
Mhm.
I love the good stuff so much that the bad shit I'll put up with.
Yeah.
And that's love. And if you realize that's how you deal with your family.
Yeah.
Like, damn, motherfucker. Look at my lame ass uncle. This motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love him to death, but this motherfucker crazy.
That be
Look-
me and my little brother. We share a room.
Yeah.
No, that nigga get on my nerves.
But
I
you
love
get
him.
it. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but you know why? Because it's your family.
Yeah.
So no matter what come and go, at the end of the day,
Mhm.
you love them. And that's love. Love is unconditional.
Yeah.
Once you start putting conditions on it, it's no longer love. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's like, I love you as long as you keep your hair long.
Mhm.
That's not love. That's conditional.
Yeah.
Love is unconditional. So, like, that's another thing that people have an issue with. And that's like, it's like the whole argument of, like, understanding
Mhm.
or communication. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? People confuse communication with understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People always say the key to love or the key to a relationship is communication. I can communicate with you all day.
And you just won't get it.
If you're not understanding what I'm saying,
Then it don't matter.
if you can't see where I'm coming from, me telling you and communicating with you don't mean shit.
Mhm.
I can tell you all day I gotta work at 5 on Wednesday. I told you this on Friday. But if Wednesday come around and I'm telling you I'm at work and you don't understand why,
Yeah.
what's the point of me telling you?
Yeah.
Like, people, but it all goes hand in hand.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I can't understand what you don't tell me.
Yeah.
So, like, it goes like that. And
Yeah. And trust is a big factor within that part too.
yeah, but trust is what holds it all together.
Yeah, but I was talking to him about that too. Like, I have really bad trust issues, like just from my upbringing, whatever, like past dudes or whatever, and it's really hard for me to like actually trust this guy
Right.
because I'm not used to a dude being like actually about his shit,
Right.
actually busy and things like that. I constantly think he's lying to me. And like, you know, me and my friends, like,
Well,
you know how us females is,
Yeah.
that nigga cheating, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And he's really just
That's
working.
that's another thing females gotta stop doing.
Yeah.
You gotta stop bringing your friends in on.
That's hard. That's really hard.
But I'm telling you, because a lot of times your friends can only give you advice on experience that they are currently going through or have been through. But at the same time, their situation would never be the same as yours.
That's true.
So for a lot of females, like, for instance, you have 2 females who each have kids, who each have fathers of those children. You know what I'm saying? And one female go through something with the baby dad, and another female go through something with her baby dad. Now, you may go ask your friend, "Oh, what'd you do?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, when you go back to that situation at home, it's not the same situation as there. So
Yeah.
his reaction is not gonna be the same as his reaction, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's females do that a lot. We're like, oh, he's cheating, but no, she may be getting cheated on. You may be with a good dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
that's-
I'm really quickly learning that because, like, I've always had a habit of going to my friends,
Yeah.
telling them every single little thing wrong or what I deemed was wrong
Yeah.
or what I deemed that he was doing, like, out of speculation. No evidence whatsoever, straight out of speculation.
But you know why you do that, right? Because you want somebody on your side.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
do.
it is.
I really do. And like my females always gonna be on my side,
Right.
no matter what. And like as I'm getting older and as I'm getting closer to this guy, I'm starting to notice I'm like, it's no reason for me to constantly go back to them, tell them
Right.
every single thing, because now I'm making him look like the bad guy when I know he's not.
Right.
And then, like, I try to stop myself. Like, whenever we have an argument, I can't even go back to my friends because they're going to be like, Olivia, cut him off. When I know, first of all, he's correct in what he's saying. 2, I'm probably, like, just being OD because you know how I am. I be
Right.
extra. And I don't want that, like, constant reminder of, like, oh, I told you so about him, blah, 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 when they're wrong, you
Right.
know? And I like as I get older, I really gotta realize like your friends are not you. They're not in your situation. They're not dating your
Exactly.
dude. So I like whenever me and him like have a conversation, like I always gotta tell him like you gotta work with me because I'm a work in progress.
Right.
Like you older than me and stuff like that. He only a couple years older than me, but I see that he's maturing.
Right.
I see that he's like getting to be a real man,
Right.
and he's like going into himself, and it's no need for me to do all this childish shit anymore because as we get closer, because we're not in a relationship yet, but we're trying to like do the stepping stones, like go real slow with it,
Right.
get to know each other. And it's hard for me because I'm so used to just jumping in the bullshit, getting to know a nigga, like just fucking whatever, that's it.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I like you, we together. With this, it's different. And I constantly think, oh, and it's really my insecurities. And a lot of the time, when us females act like that, it be our own insecurities, you know? And it's really hard because we're just so used to niggas just playing us and things like that. And we also have our friends in the back of our head. How am I gonna look? How am I gonna look if I'm still with him and I know he's a good man, but they're like, oh, he's bad, but you don't know him.
Right.
So that's
My
why we
whole
gotta
thing-
stop.
You gotta stop telling your friends so much because like every time you tell your friend something bad, they put that in their mind bank.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna hold that person to. Whereas you may forgive that person and move on. Your friends don't. Your family don't. So when you tell me you run back to your family, you gotta keep that internal.
Yeah.
Keep that within your relationship because once you go back and tell your friends, that's like another notch against that person that you're putting up on the board.
Yeah.
And every time you put up a board, they can be like, well, you be like, oh, I love him again, and then they be like, well, tap tap tap, look at all this.
Yeah.
Look
I be
at
like,
all this.
damn.
Look at all this. Look at all this. And they'll keep bringing up instances when really you could have cut that shit quiet. You be like, oh, when you go back and tell them, I really love him. Oh, my God, he is awesome. And they can reinforce that. So you're actually just setting yourself up for failure because instead of reinforcing that bond that you need, they're going to break it down because it's like, yeah, but you told us ... You know what I'm saying? You're building a case against yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something you learn throughout time as
Yeah.
well. I mean, a lot of this is what you learn throughout time. And nothing's like nothing's given to you. There's no answers to life. And I try to
You
tell
just
people
gotta
that.
live and you learn.
There's no rules to life. There's only
Yeah.
laws. As long as you follow the law, the rules are written as you go. So I say that to say, like, as you go through life, the rules that you're writing will be the rules that you live by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The rules that you live by will determine who you let in and who you don't let in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I always tell people, well, actually, it was a Jay-Z line from a song. Set your price. You know what I'm saying? Accept what you accept and live your life. Like,
Yeah.
that's as simple as it gets. You know what I'm saying? This is what you accept. This is what you won't accept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once it starts going to what you won't accept, that's when you gotta make a decision. I rid that of my life.
Yeah.
But once you go back and start telling your friends what you won't accept,
Yeah. I feel like
and then you
that's
start
really our
accepting it.
downfall.
it's like your friends are gonna point out all that, and now you're dealing with inner conflict because it's like my friends think this, but I really love him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
I really, really do care about this dude. And I noticed that not even just me, a lot of us females, we go back and we tell our friends some hot shit that literally just happened, and we didn't even go through the whole argument yet.
Right.
And we just texted them at the second it started. The second it started, send them screenshots. And then after the argument passed, you're like, oh, maybe he was right. Maybe I was wilding. You can't go back and tell your
Right.
friends.
Yeah,
They're
because now
like,
you got
oh.
you still got to look like the victor in the situation.
Yeah, I'm like,
Even
yeah.
if you lost, like that's the thing. Like, and that goes back to having not only a decent person or decent partner,
Yeah.
but also having decent friends who can be objective. If your friends are always going to be on your side, is that really your friend?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I always tell people. Your friend, if it's your friend ain't always going to agree with you.
Yeah.
If that's your friend ain't always going to be like, you right. Your friend going to check you when you wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the real friends, and people don't know who their real friends are. You know what I'm saying? They got friends who are only around them because it's beneficial to be around them.
Yeah.
But you gotta realize if I'm not providing something or I'm not making it beneficial to be around me, would you still be around me?
That's true.
You understand? Like what are you getting? Everybody has an angle, like we said before. Everybody has an angle. You know what I'm saying? What am I providing you that makes you want to be in my presence so much? And once you see that, you'll start losing a lot of friends. And I'm not telling anybody they should start cutting their friends off. But I think you should be careful about who you say
You
are
vibe
your friends
with, yeah.
and who are your acquaintances. Because the line is very thin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People
Like,
be calling anybody friends nowadays.
yeah, because who on your back and who got your back, that line is very thin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
And people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people don't understand the way or the way they got into a lot of their bullshit. But it was who you surrounded yourself with.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah, it's
the
just
crazy part of life.
yeah, like that's how I know like men and women, like cisgender men and women, are just like so different, but we're so similar in like so many ways. Like the whole thing like about niggas trying to bag a bitch for they dudes. You basically bagging a female for your dudes, not even for you at this point. And I feel as if us females we do the same thing. We're bagging the dude for our girls to like approve of.
Right.
You know? Like that's why whenever we meet a dude, we like, okay, we gotta check him out, blah blah blah, see if he's deemed fit for you, you know.
Right.
And I feel like that's what guys like going back to what I said before, like that's what kind of what guys do.
Yeah.
She gotta look a certain way in order to be accepted by my friends.
Right.
And I want like I feel as if we gotta grow out of that. Like it's just like you said, it's a learning process. We have to grow out of that.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, it's
But
your life
it
that you
comes
live
with
in.
time. Like that's one thing too. Like I always tell people that's younger than me, I don't try to big bro nobody.
No, I understand. I get
And
it.
people, I always try to say it, but I say it in a way where it's like, here's a piece of salt with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody falling into the pitfalls I've seen
Mhm.
other people fall in, or I myself have fallen
Yeah.
into. You know what I'm saying? When you out here, you know what I'm saying, you got to understand that you still are young.
Mhm.
You still got a lot of growing. Like, the person you are today ain't going to be the person you are a year from
No,
now.
I know that. Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every year it's going to be instrumental, constant growth.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah.
tremendous growth every year. It's like, damn, like, to the point where, like, 6 months ago, like, damn, I would have did that 6 months ago. But, damn, I'm doing this now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And in 6 months, like, damn, I would have did that 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell people, look at things on a 6 month scale. You know what I'm saying? Because you change so rapidly, you don't even know it, because life's coming at you every day and you're being bombarded with social media, news stories, tragedies, friends, life is bombarding you that you're not even seeing time go by. And then you look up and you've made crazy changes.
Yeah.
And it feels like overnight when really
It's time.
it's time. Like you gotta understand, you got that time run its course.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something that we as humans, myself included, have a hard time doing.
Yeah.
I have a hard time doing that. Like, I try to force stuff and rush stuff at the same times too. Like a lot of times for me, it's like it's more of a struggle with like doing things in life. I feel like I should be doing, like taking trips and doing. Sometimes I jump
Yeah.
off the bridge a little prematurely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not to say I'm perfect,
Mhm.
but I always try to make sure, like, you know what, let me have a rope with me so I can throw myself
Yeah.
back up and get back up. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's everybody has their flaws, and time will always bring out the better you
Mhm.
eventually,
Yeah. I hope
unless
so.
you fight it. I mean,
Yeah, like my thing is like I know my problem is I always try to do things like by the book, you
Yeah.
know. I always try to be like perfect or anything, or like try to do things in within society standards and not my standards or like my peer standards. Like
right,
like I know like with my ex or whatever, I try to like put him up and to be this perfect boyfriend or whatever. And when I knew he wasn't really for me, but I wanted to like show him off. Be like, look, this guy is like I put him up myself. Like I made this dude.
yeah,
And it's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to just flow. Your life is supposed to flow. And I'm over here trying to like do things by the book and try to be like, I'm supposed to do this at this age, have this by that age, you know? And I'm like, it's an everyday battle that I have with myself. Like, yo, you still young. Even if you don't want to be where you at a certain age, you still got a whole lifetime to go. And like, I always got to constantly remind myself that I still have an entire lifetime to go, to learn, and to
Exactly.
do, you know?
And that's what I always try to stress to people in general. Like, this ain't even the fucking second quarter for you yet.
Yeah,
You still in the first quarter.
I know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just try to, like, let people understand that. Like, you're never going to be able to live life by the book. Because theoretically, there is no book. You can't hold life to, like, people be like, oh, well, if this happened, what would you do? I gotta be in that circumstance to
Yeah.
actually give you an accurate answer. You can't live life to the book because life ain't like that. Life's gonna throw a curveball at you
All the time.
all the time. You can't live life on society standards. 'Cause society doesn't even live life on that standard. The person who wrote that standard is breaking law 6 through 9.
Yeah.
But they know they should be living that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why people are flawed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why things like cheating happens. That's why things like babies happen. Like, all that happens because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody has desire. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I'm not
We
saying
just out here living.
But nobody has the answers to life. Everybody's out here trying to figure it out. And once you realize that, like, when we were younger, and I know you felt it too because every kid goes through this, you think every adult has it together.
Yeah.
You think every adult has it figured out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, damn, I can't wait to be grown so I can have this, I can have that. Half the time, we didn't even know we was poor. You understand what I'm saying?
But yeah.
Nah, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
like, our parents kept it together so well. Like, well, you may know you was poor, but you didn't know to the extent.
Yeah,
that
you
was
ain't
poor.
know you was like, damn.
You didn't know you was living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, your parents was able to hold it together for you, but at the same time, they would have been dying on the inside.
Yeah.
So, fast forward 10, 12, 13, 15 years, it's like, damn. Does anybody ever get it figured out?
Yeah.
Like, even people you think had the most money and everything, they're still figuring life out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I see that now, like, even with, like, my professors, and they tell, you know how professors have little anecdotes here and there.
Yeah.
I'm like, and they be like, oh, I'm like, wow, you don't got it together. I'm like, how long does it take? And I feel as if, like, we never gonna know, you know.
You don't figure it out. That's
just
the point of
like-
life. You don't figure it. And once you realize you don't figure it out, I swear,
That's when you be content.
that's when you start living life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be funny. That's how you start living life the way I live life. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it. I take a day at a time.
Yeah.
I deal with what's in front of me. I can't deal with what's there. I can't deal with what's there.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with what's right here. And what's right here is what I'm focusing on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I live a perfect life. I'm not saying I'm the standard of life. Don't get me wrong, but I can only give you
Like
perspective of what
yeah.
I'm living per se. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how I've grown. I can't tell you I'm not done growing. I'm going to grow some more tomorrow, and the next day I'm going to grow. But to the point of growth that I've reached, I can tell you that I'm taking everything. That's how I'm taking everything. You know what I'm saying? Because, for instance, my professor, I guess we take like the same way to school, and they was it Monday? It was Wednesday. We're riding to school, and he pulls up next to me. I'm looking at what he's driving, what I'm driving. I'm looking like, the fuck? Like, even then, I'm like, yo, maybe I ain't doing as bad as I thought I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized it ain't no curve.
You just.
You running your race. You know what I'm saying?
And we gotta realize that we really the only person in our race.
Right.
The only person in our race.
Right.
And we think we in competition with everybody else. You in competition with yourself.
Right. Because it's funny.
You.
Because, like, the way I looked at him and he looked at me was the way I look at somebody else and they look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all the time I look at somebody, damn, look at that. They tried that. But never even taking time to appreciate and really, like, marvel, like, damn, I made it this far to be able to afford what I drive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then looking back at him, like, damn, he drive that. And he probably looking at me like, damn, he drive that. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's perspective. It's like, and that's just material gain. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like, we got to run our own race. We always looking at somebody else's lane or somebody else's track when really,
living by somebody else's standards.
yeah.
For
Like, I should
what?
have this because, you know what I'm saying? I should eat this. I should do
Yeah.
this. My hair
I should get
look
her. I should get him because, you know, they got that, you know.
Right. In all actuality, okay.
You always do that.
I thought it was coming. In all actuality, you can't compare yourself because y'all don't go through the same. Y'all don't go through the same experiences.
Y'all not the same person.
You know what I'm saying? You are the sum of your experiences. So everything that you've experienced is led up to who you are.
Mhm.
And people mistake that with either some of your decisions.
Yeah.
Because I can make bad decisions my whole life and one day make a right decision and become a billionaire. Am I some of my decisions or am I some of one decision?
Yeah.
Either some of your experiences.
Mhm.
Your experiences made you who you are.
Yeah.
So regardless if you have $1 million tomorrow, you're still going to be who you are.
You're still you.
Right. You're still going to be the person you were yesterday. The only difference is now you have money.
Mhm.
So that's why I always tell people you're the sum of your experiences.
Yeah.
You're not the sum of your decisions, which is paramount because when you know that, it's like, okay, well, what have I learned in the past that can I apply to today to make me a better person for tomorrow?
Yeah. I feel
And
you.
that's just like, it sounds cliche. Like a lot of things sound cliche,
Mhm.
but a lot of times the answers are the easiest answers. Like I should say, like people are like, oh, how do you get through it? Just do it.
That's the hardest part.
And that's it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
It sounds yet so
Mhm.
crazy, but how we get 15 episodes? Just do
Honestly, I
it.
didn't think we was gonna make it this far.
But we did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's the thing. Like
Damn.
like
That's crazy.
I stopped thinking how far I can make it after episode 2. Like, all right, just take it a day at a time
Yeah.
and deal with what's in front of me. And it hasn't always been easy.
Mhm.
Like I should have been had episode 15 in my mind, but at the same time, this is my race. This ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
I can't compare myself to him, her, who have different kind of schedules and time when they can allot time to doing this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They got different circumstances that they going through. You know.
Exactly. And the fact that I'm still on episode 15 to me is like, I did all that despite.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just something like that goes back to running your race. Like, yeah, I'm in school. I'm an old head technically, but at the same time, I'm still about to finish it. It ain't no set time. And it's people older than me that like sophomores. Like, damn, you 46, nigga, you a sophomore?
I mean, I'm like, what?
But
Why you
at
want
the
that?
same time, ain't no rules.
Mhm.
In the rules of life. Like, they
Yeah.
just because they a sophomore don't mean I got a leg up on them because I'm a senior. No.
Yeah.
Because they know a lot of shit about life that I don't know. I haven't seen yet, you know?
Mhm.
That's just like,
Damn.
maturity is a very fragile thing.
It really
And
is.
it's fluid, you know what I'm saying?
And we gotta get through it. I gotta get through it. I really do. I notice that I'm growing every day. Like
Yeah.
I've just been noticing it lately. Like I always keep talking about him, but it's like he's honestly opening my eyes. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you gotta take it a day at a time. You're still growing.
But yeah, we've
You
had
know?
these, but you and I've had these conversations
Yeah.
off
Camera, a lot.
camera where it's like, yo, you ask me a question, I'm like, yo, you gotta understand, you gotta live for you.
Yeah, but you know I don't listen. I listen to my niggas.
I mean, but still, but you know what I'm saying, you never gonna listen to the person who you not gonna listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm telling you something, you know what I'm saying, you may feel like, oh, that's a big brother telling me something.
Yeah,
Shut up.
that's
Whereas
how I
somebody-
feel, high key.
Or if somebody who you like is telling you something, like your friend or something, you like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I'm not trying to big bro you. Or
No, I understand. I get
it's
it.
the same way with like your parents. Your parents tell you something over and over again. You like,
Mhm.
hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
When your friend tell you, it's like, oh shit, you right. And your parent be looking like, nigga. But you get me, like,
Yeah.
so like but that comes with like accepting, or you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you think your parents are supposed to tell you this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Or your big brother is supposed to tell you this stuff. When really, you know what I mean?
You supposed to tell yourself these stuff.
Right.
Shit.
So it's just, and that's pretty much what it all comes down to. It's nothing like, not rocket science. Here.
So basically, what we just trying to say here is, this is your life. Don't live your life for nobody else. And I constantly I have that battle with myself all the time.
But you know, everybody does, though.
Yeah. But that's crazy. Like who you want to like. Like, who gives a fuck if your boys don't like her, or if your girls don't fuck with them, or whoever.
Yeah.
Be you.
But I'm telling you, people don't start being them until later in life. And it
That's
sucks.
true.
I mean, you got some people that does it from the people who are always themselves, and we never give them credit.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers are playing Pokemon. And they're always.
We always make fun of them.
But you know
Society
what?
makes fun of them.
They know themselves more than we ever known ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They go through less stress, less turmoil because they know who they are.
Mhm.
And they better themselves every day. And those are the people who usually have it figured out.
Mhm.
later on in life. Like
Yeah.
I've always, this is me. It's always been me. You know what I'm saying?
Those nerds be on it. I
But
promise
they've
you.
always been them. Like even like the
Yeah.
ones that just aren't like super book smart. They know
Mhm.
who they are.
Yeah.
And they accept them. Those people that skateboard and
Yeah.
oh, look at this motherfucker. He an
Yo,
idiot.
those people are skateboarders who are gamers or whatever. Like they really are themselves and unapologetically
Exactly.
don't give a fuck what you think. This
That's
is
how it's
me.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you live life that way, you would never have to worry about who accepts you and who don't, because at the end of the day, you still gonna be you.
Mhm.
But that's
Yes.
lit.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Life's crazy. I feel like I say that every episode.
Thanks for coming to Dr. Phil.
Dr. Liv and Dr. Juice.
Dr. Philip on you.
I never call you Juice. That was
No.
on first and only time.
You called me Juice earlier today.
Did I?
Yeah.
It was an
You was welcome
accident.
to the show.
It was definitely that's not, no, never again. You're Joe. Anyway.
Y'all couldn't see, but my eyes just rolled.
Shut
You
the
feel me?
fuck up, bro.
You can roll them, I can control them. I can teach you how to control
All
them.
right,
So now-
wrap this up before you start freestyling for real.
Hey, yo, on the beat, 1 2 1 2.
Anyway,
I'ma fuck with you. Nah, but for real, that's all we got for today. You know what I'm saying? That's episode 15. Liv, tell the people where they can find you at.
you can find me at liv_daya. That's LIV_DAIAH.
And you can find me on a black with it. Nah.
I will get up. Hurry up.
Y'all find me at Eye.Juice.ent on Instagram. Also the same thing on YouTube. Subscribe.
Please.
Like, comment. Please let us know.
Share with your friends,
For
everybody,
sure,
your grandma,
And
whatever.
also, everything is everything. We appreciate all the love we get. We appreciate anybody who like supporting and subscribe, like I said, and follow us on socials. And that's
Yeah.
it. We'll catch you for episode 16. You know what I mean? Hopefully we got some more crazy
Hopefully
topics.
Joe's not out the country.
Funny.
Bye, y'all.
I'ma fuck with you
You
though.
annoying.